fly. Now the fly was originally tied as a wet fly, and then evolved into dry. I mean, it can be fished either way. But as a dry fly, you tie the wing forward of the eye, so it's quite reasonably simple to tie. This is a size 16 barbel's hook. The thread I'm using is a sheer thread in 14/0, which is a fine thread, in black. So start at the eye, come down about halfway and break away the waist. Come up until say around about a head length from the eye. Now I've got some mallard flank here, and I'm going to use some of the fibres. Just get them sort of lined up here. This size of fly, you don't need to load it. Tear it off, don't have to be too fussy with it. More just an impression. Tie this to say forward of the eye. Just going to put a bit of wax on my thread. Shank length forward. Just pinch and loop through your fingers. And then we come down. See, there's not much of a wing in this size of fly, so a bit of moisture on my fingers there just to show you the shape. Then we come down, tying in, cut ends, stop the thread round about just at the point before it goes round the bend of the hook. Now the body is a natural peacock herl, either 1 or 2 fibres here. So tie it in by the tip, and then I'm going to wind her up. Now, to make it last that wee tad longer, I'm going to wind it over some super glue, just a wee touch. Use varnish if you want, and then just form our body with the herl. Just work my way up to this point here. You give it a second or two to still allow it to dry. Trim away the waste. Now the hackle is a natural red. The brown in this case, this is a saddle hackle, this is one by Whiting. And it's from a Hebert Minor. It's a natural brown or red. Oh, just make sure there's no fibres there. You want the inside of the feather facing yourself, and you want that to be facing forward towards the eye of the hook as you wind. So you come round, make sure that's a wee bit closer to the herl. One turn in front of the other. Till we reach the wing. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to bring the thread, because this is a fine thread, through the hackle and back up. Just ignore it at this point. Lift our wing, bring it to the front. So leave the hackle back there, and just concentrating and keep the thread tight. It's important that you do that. Just watch yours. You may catch 1 or 2 fibres, draw them back at this point. Tie off. May have caught 1 or 2 there, but we could trim them away. Now we can break off this hackle. Because we wound the thread through it, it protects it. And just a wee quick look and see how these fibres are. Now I've got a small pair of tweezers here I can use to nick off any fibre I don't like. There's one here, as you can see there. Looks like I've caught it. Just, there you go. Got it off. Don't have to be as fussy as this. Fish will not mind having one fibre sitting forward. A wee bit of moisture on the wing so you can see it. It's quite a light, but then it is a nice light dress, and you want it to be quite light in this size. And there we are. That's the John Storey dry fly. Tiny bit of varnish in at the head. A wee touch. It's enough to secure it. If you find you may have some in the eye, just get with your dubbing needle or whatever you lie on your desk. It could be a small stem. Just clean it up. Best to do this just now than on the water. So, and there we are. It's a very simple dressing, really easy to tie, and it's very productive. It's a kind of all-round type fly. It's one of these patterns that will give an impression of like a small beetle, even a small dun, small caddis egg laying even. It could be anything. That's why it's so popular. So I hope you enjoyed that.